law will also give incentive for those blowing the whistle on corruption. When you report the corruption and the people retrieve the money, you will get 5% as your reward for reporting. When you report it in, the law will back you, so nobody will do anything to you.
Are you really sure of the things you are talking?
Oh yes, the government now put in place the ombudsman.
So what the ombudsman then will be doing, Sarah?
The ombudsman will investigate violation of the code of conduct. It will make sure that people working in government act properly and that they don't do things anyhow.
I see. Sarah, tell me more about the witness protection law.
Samuel, that law calls for the establishment of a witness protection unit to protect those testifying against corrupt people in court.
No, man. I hope the unit can open soon so we can feel safe to report corruption and talk about it in court.
If you still want to know more about the anti-corruption laws, you can reach Cental's advocate.
Area, our homeland, a future bright we see, with honest hearts and open hands for you and for me. But shadows creep and darkness hides where secrets like to stay. Cental steps into the light to chase those clouds away. Shine a light on every corner, clear and bright. Transparency's the guiding star to take us near and far. Accountability, the solid ground where justice can be found. Cental sings, Cental strives for a Liberia that truly thrives. From ministries to market stalls, from city streets to farms, we're watching close, we're asking all to keep us safe from harms. No more backroom deals and lies, no more corruption sting. With Cental standing by our side, a better future we will bring. Shine a light.
A pleasant good morning and welcome to another edition of the program Accountability Hour. This program is produced by Cental. And in case you do not know, Cental is the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. We are the national chapter for Transparency International, which is the global coalition against corruption with chapters and networks in about 120 countries around the world. My name is Edward Blamo. I am your host, and as well, I am responsible for media and communications at Cental. And this program is an activity of our National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program, which is funded entirely by the government and people of Sweden through the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, SIDA. This morning, we have folks from the Growth Accelerator Liberia project, and specifically, we have one of the beneficiaries of that project, Edith Tapla. She's the Chief Executive Officer for Choices Liberia Limited. We also have Thomas A. Bokari. He's the Communications Officer at the our campus, and we also have our own Roger Chia. He's the project lead for this Growth Accelerator Liberia initiative, or Cental's role in that entire initiative. He has that at Cental, and together we'll be talking about the Growth Accelerator Liberia program, some of the different steps and the role Cental played in ensuring that that project or that program was rolled out successfully and is currently ongoing. All right, so before we do that, we will take few bars of this.
Shine a light on every corner, clear and bright. Transparency's the guiding star to take us near and far. Accountability, the solid ground where justice can be found. Cental sings, Cental strives for a Liberia that truly thrives. Cental sings, Cental strives for a Liberia that truly thrives. It takes us all, both big and small, to build a nation strong, to stand for.
Welcome back to the program Accountability Hour. And as we've always stated, this program is meant for you, members of the public, to be active in the fight against corruption, to participate, and not just sit idle and watch things happen. If you want a country where we will all enjoy the benefits or we will all enjoy our resources, we need to participate in discussions around corruption. We should move from being passive to being active participants in the fight against corruption. This corruption thing is not the people's thing, it's everybody's thing. So that's why we view this platform for you. We bring policymakers every time, we bring civil society actors, we bring government actors, we bring anti-corruption campaigners and others to discuss some of the things they're doing, to share light on their work, and to also talk about some of the efforts that they are making in ensuring that transparency and accountability, are very key components of what they do, and that they are mainstreamed in all of their activities. So that's what we're doing through this program. But before we go to our guests, we will just inform you that we had a press conference yesterday. Cental addressed a couple of issues. We will not read the entire statement, but we'll just summarize some of the things that we said. And that was the specific around the Liberia passing the MCC scorecard. In case you don't know, the MCC is the Millennium Challenge Corporation. It's a U.S. government's initiative. It's an independent U.S. government agency working to reduce global poverty through economic growth. Liberia has passed some key indicators. Specifically, Liberia passed, I think, let me get the data right. Liberia passed 12 out of the 22 performance indicators of that program, which is very laudable. Cental lost the government about that, but also Cental is cautioning that we do more in addressing some key issues, especially the areas where Liberia flunked. But also, what was also worth noting was the fact that Liberia passed one of the very, very, very important indicator that is very close to our heart, which is the control of corruption. Liberia passed that indicator by scoring 57. But then Cental applauds the government of Liberia for progress in controlling corruption, as highlighted by the MCC scorecard, including efforts made in preventing and detecting corruption. We said in the statement that as we welcome Liberia's continuous passage of this key indicator, we wish to highlight that the 2025 score of 57 is a marginal decline in score for the control of corruption as opposed to 2024, where the country scored 59. So in 2024, Liberia scored 59 in the control of corruption indicator. In 2025, Liberia scored 57, which is still a passing mark, but there is this marginal decline that we wish to highlight. The government needs to do more. We need to buckle up. We need to put more effort in the fight against corruption so that even if we are passing that score, we should be progressing instead of, retrogressing. Also, in that same statement, we commended the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force for the latest wave of indictments against some former government officials, including Madam Finda Bondo, Madam Thelma Duncan Sawyer, and 40 others. We were very happy that steps have been taken by the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force to, go after people, hold them accountable for their stewardship. We were very, very happy about that. We also cautioned or called on the Asset Recovery Task Force to do a little bit more investigation around some suspicious activities that are happening in the current administration, including the alleged $10 million presidential palace that is sprouting up in the home of President Joseph Boakai in Foya, Lofa County. We believe that when completed, the findings released will promote transparency around the project and go a long way in allaying public speculation about the nature, scope, intent, ownership, including the source of funding. That is our position. In conclusion, we call on the Liberian government, especially leaders in the executive, legislature, and judiciary branches of government to accelerate support for the fight against corruption by adequately funding transparency institutions and efforts. This will empower them to robustly tackle and defeat corruption, the country's worst enemy and the threat to development. Also, we call for greater transparency around the FOIA project, which is so far marred by secrecy and limited transparency. So that's the highlight of what we talked about yesterday. If you want to get a full statement, you can visit our website. We are available at www.cental.org.lr. Before we go to our guests, also would like to direct you today by 11 a.m. Cental will host the second edition of the Anti-Corruption Financing Dialogue. That program will be held on Mamba Point at the Cape Hotel, in case you like to pass by. This forum is intended to bring stakeholders together, LACC, GSC, and all of those anti-corruption institutions. We will bring them together today to talk about why do we need to increase funding for transparency institutions? What are some of the strategies? We'll bring lawmakers as well. They're going to tell us, because the budget now is before them, this is the time now to advocate for increment in those for those sectors. Because if you say you are serious about the fight against corruption, it should be demonstrated in your actions, and not just words. There's a popular saying that put your money where your mouth is. So if you are serious about corruption, if it's a very key pillar in the arrest agenda, we should see that demonstrated in the allotments to transparency institutions. You cannot establish institutions and give them bare minimum. You cannot establish an institution and just give them salaries. You should have monies for operational expenses and to give them the teeth to bite. That is part of the advocacy, and that is why we are organizing this forum today in Monrovia. At this juncture, we will now turn to our guests who are preceded from the Growth Accelerator Liberia Project. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning, Edward. How are you?
Let me hear Lily voice. Okay, thank you. I don't know what your mic is on. Can you try it again?
Good morning.
I don't think that. Try that again, please.
Good morning.
Okay. I think you can share that microphone in case it's giving you difficult time. So let's begin with the our campus. Tell us, what is the whole Growth Accelerator program all about? Just give us a detail or breakdown of that project.
Good morning to the listening audience. My name is Tamus A. Bukari, and I work for iCampus. There I serve as the communications officer. So before I go right ahead to talk about what Growth Accelerator is all about, let me just quickly say that iCampus is a shared co-working and innovation space in a community that work in the intersection of technology, entrepreneurship, and inclusion. So we've been operating since 2016, but launched to the public 2018, and that's when we started implementing in the public. And we have a parent partner, which is Accountability Lab, and the iLab. Those two institutions brought about our campus. Yeah. So for the Growth Accelerator, the Growth Accelerator is UNDP Liberia Flagship Program, which is sponsored by UNDP funds. Yes. since 2021, Growth Accelerator has been impacting over 110 MSMEs and agricultural cooperatives.
Okay.
Yes, with impactful knowledge, coaching, mentorship, and grant funding, yeah, for the past 5 years. So if you know that this is the fifth cohort, we are almost completing. Completing. Over the time, UNDP and partners have spent about 1.7 million
Okay.
in grant funding.
You mean from
and
2021
from
to now?
2021 to now?
Okay.
1.7 million in grant funding to impactful ventures.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why are you doing this? Are you just dishing out monies to businesses? Why do you intend to do this? What's the idea behind this?
The sole purpose of Growth Accelerator is to see a society that entrepreneurs can be the bedrock. Yes, because if you look at the trend of how the world is going right now, the entrepreneurs are the ones that are taking over and creating job opportunities for young people and other skilled people as well. So there was a case study from UNDP looking at the employment rate of young people back then before the launch of the project. The rate of unemployment to that of employment, and told it was that it's key enough to finance MSMEs and make sure that those ventures can also create opportunities for other people as well.
Okay, let's go to the beneficiary. Edith Tapla, and you the CEO for Choices Liberia Limited. Tell us your Growth Accelerator story. How did it start? And how come you were one of those who were selected? How much did you get? Just give us that story in one package.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. Once again, I'm Edith Tapla. I'm the CEO.
I think your
of
microphone
Choices.
is working now. You can
working.
utilize
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, once again.
Oh no, I don't think so. Again, so you just think. Yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Once again, I'm Edith Tapla. I'm the CEO of Choices Liberia Limited.
Can you hold it to yourself a little bit? Okay,
You
go
getting
ahead.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. So my Growth Accelerator program started maybe 2 years ago. When I first saw the application, I have been in business for quite a while. And when last year I decided to apply for the program, and when I did, we went through the paging. In fact, they even came to do due diligence, check our companies to see whether our information matched what we did on the application. And then I was
Okay.
lucky.
Before you continue with that story, can you tell us what your company is all about? What do you do as Choices Liberia? So people can get the feel of what you're involved with.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
So at Choices Liberia Limited, we do natural fruit juices.
Okay.
So our juices are all natural. We don't add any added sugar or preservative. So if you're in a market for something natural and something that will fuel your body, we would say that you should contact Choices Liberia Limited. So like I was saying, when I did the application, we were lucky to get, not even lucky because it was a merit-based process. And then we got on the patient process. We did the patient, and then I won first place as one of the beneficiaries. So after that, most often businesses think that it's only financial help that they need. But then after we won the money, we realized that I personally, as a business, realized that it was not only the financial assistance that I needed. And then luckily for us also, the Growth Accelerator program does not only give you financial help, they also give you trainings that will help you to set up a system that will be used in your business. Many small businesses in Liberia can only operate when the owner is around. And that is one thing that I'm very grateful to the Growth Accelerator program for, because they try to give you trainings that help you to create a system that you can even operate when you are not around. Because I
Okay.
was one of first I experienced that firsthand when I went to school. I had to shut down my business because I was not in country, and now I can say that even if I'm not around, I will be able to still run my business. So working in an economy that is full of youth, and you see how the unemployment rate is high. The Growth Accelerator program is really bringing in a space of creating more jobs, because when you help a business, you do not only help a business, and then when you sorry, and then when you train that business and help it grow, you create jobs and opportunity. And once you create job and opportunity, you help people get jobs, and they do not fully depend on government. As you see, our culture, most of the young people are really dependent on government opportunities. So if this program is if this program if this program is keep if this program keep being in a space where it's invested in, I'm sure that we are going to help more businesses,
Okay.
and I'm sure that we are going to create more jobs.
Okay, let's turn to Roger. You're from Cental. You're into anti-corruption, and what do you do? I mean, just tell us briefly, what is your role here? What are you doing here?
All right, thank you, and thank you for hosting me. I think for Cental has been an institution that have contributed to anti-corruption at national level, ensuring that we have reforms. And the Growth Accelerator, again, has been something Cental has watched for a long time. And the sponsor or the donor decided that it was important for them for our campus library that has been the lead implementer to ensuring that they have another independent, transparent institution that will be able to roll out the entire vetting exercise. And Cental, the call for application was done. Cental applied and got selected to roll
Okay.
out that process. So what Cental went there to do, or I mean, involvement with the Growth Accelerator, is basically to see as to whether we can decentralize the vetting process. Because we have our campus librarian implementing, serving as lead implementer. They do due diligence. They go as far as awarding, I mean, they seed funding to different businesses. So it was about time for Cental to say, hey, look, let's see as to whether we can take hold of the vetting process to allow the process of decentralization to proceed throughout the program, and see as to whether we can, I mean, even though over the past implementation there has been no point in time where this issue of, corruption existed, but at the same time we thought it was important that, I mean, Cental strengthens the transparency process, because our campus being involved with the recruiting, with the vetting, with the the grants, the seed funding, with the training. It was not decentralizing the process, and that was the basis for which Cental got involved. So Cental got involved and see as to whether we can be able to employ different methods, especially when it comes to revisiting the recruitment and the vetting framework that was already on hand. We revisited and we did some amendment to that. And Cental as well got involved with seeing as to whether we can be able to employ independent vetting committee. That committee was structured with independent vector on the team to see as to whether they will be able to look through the different applications. It's key to mention that when this Growth Accelerator called for application, especially when it came up for businesses, there was about 209 businesses that applied, and the number of businesses that received seed funding is about 10.
Okay.
So it was a whole process, and as we go, we'll be able
Yes,
to explain
we'll
how
talk
that-
about the different processes
Yeah.
and the steps you follow later on. But let's get to the campus gentlemen. Tell us, somebody listening probably may have a small business and probably is interested in when the next cycle is going to begin, and what are some of the things they should expect, and what does it take to apply. Can you get them through with those information?
Yeah, so for the first phase of the project, which is the 5 years, it's ending this year.
Okay.
And our fingers crossed that I can, disclose for the next 5 years, but there's some plan in the pipeline to fund the project for another 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are processes to growth accelerator, and just to say, having a center on board add an extra layer of accountability to the program.
Okay.
Over the 5 years, we have been forming the independent investment committee that will vet the applications independently, but having Cental was a good one, and our partnership. It's something that we want to continue as well.
Okay.
So somebody listening out there, when there is call for application, the first thing we go about doing is that we launch the program along with the Ministry of Commerce.
Okay.
Once it is launched, the applications are taken to the 15 counties through social media, and then we have volunteers that will take the flyers in the counties, informing people not just to carry the flyer, but then we inform people that this is the process, this is for small businesses, this is for agricultural cooperative, and you as a Liberian, you have the opportunity to apply. It's for free, because some people would think, oh, what do I need to do? Is there anything about money business? It's for free, right? It's a co-financing grant that you don't have to spend money to get it. Once you meet the criteria, you are registered Liberian. You have been into operation 3 or 6 months before the grant. And just to note, it's not for NGOs. And it is not for non-for-profit. It's for profit businesses. So impactful ventures, those are the businesses that we give money out to. UNDP give grants out to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know you talked about MSMEs, but somebody who has a business sitting somewhere, may say, maybe I qualify to be an MSME, and I would like to apply. Do you have a capital threshold or cap in terms of at what level the business should be before you can apply for the grant?
Like I said, you have to be 3 years or 6 months in operation before applying. It's for post-revenue businesses. It's not for startup. Like, you just started operation today and the grant is up and you want to apply for it. No. There should be a trace of your footprint that you have been doing business before applying for the grant.
Okay, let's go to the beneficiary. This is very impactful venture, I believe, for you and your business. And can you tell us, where is the business now? Where is Choices Liberia now? After you've got have you gotten the funds?
Yes, we've gotten the first tranche of the fund.
Okay, so have you started applying those funds already on the business, and where is it now?
Yeah, so we've started applying based on our milestones. So before you even spend the money, that's what makes this process transparent. You have to let them know what you want to use the money for. So it's a whole documentation process. So for me, it was to get equipment for my first tranche, and that I have done. So yes, I have spent that first tranche for what I said I was going to spend it on.
And how much is the total package, the total funds you were supposed to receive?
So it's 12,000, and UNDP gives 10,000, and you the business pay 20%, which is 2,000 USD.
All right. So you've gotten the first tranche. How much is that?
So that's 6,000 in total. 5 from UNDP and 1,000 for my business.
Okay. Let's go to Roger. The processes that you followed as Cental on this project, can you drill us through the different processes as an independent evaluator, ensuring that the process is transparent? What are some of the things you did? I mean, you don't have. I mean, there's no secret to there's nothing to hide. You just tell us what are the processes you follow to ensure that the process was transparent and everything went on as it should be.
All right, so like I said, Cental's involvement with the Growth Accelerator has been to enhance transparency to the process, as Tap from our campus said. Our campus has been involved with this Growth Accelerator thing. This is something that has been rolling all over the period. Now, somebody will say they've been around for quite some time. They've dealt with these businesses, and some business will apply today, and there is no cap. You can apply today and apply the next time the grant is up. I mean, somebody might say there should be an interest. So Cental's involvement was to decentralize the process so that our campus cannot do vetting do, grant application, do the seed funding for the grant, training, and at the
Do
same
basically
time,
everything.
right?
Right.
And then Cental came in to decentralize, enhance transparency and accountability, and mainstream gender at that level. So one of the first things we did was to have a review of the recruitment criteria, because they had a criteria on hand. So what Cental did was to look at this criteria and see where do we stand with it, how do we improve it. And so one of there were two things we look at in the criteria that we thought to improve that will help to avoid this thing of, like the beneficiary said, sometimes we have like running businesses that are registered and have all of the documentation, but then one thing, once that owner of that business is away, then the business dies.
Okay.
So what happens is that the people around are not empowered to run a business, and you are not going to run a business and receive funding from donors like UNDP, and you expect that business to be like that. So what Cental did was to review this framework and see as to whether we can say, okay, the issue with family businesses where you get your man, the owner, the party, financial secretary, we look at and see, look, let's improve that. And then we look at seeing as to whether we can have businesses that are female-led businesses. Let's see as to whether we can empower them as well. But that doesn't mean that if we prioritize or we try to mainstream gender, if your business is not qualified, then we are going to give you cross you with that stage. That's not how it works. So we improved our criteria, the recruitment framework, we improved that. And then we set up a panel. That panel, like I said initially in my opening comment, there are 209 applications that came in for Code 5 of the Growth Accelerator program. So that panel was to review, there was a pre-vetting exercise done. Let's see as to whether the foundational criteria, do you have your business registration, tax clearance, are you in compliance with national government's, laws and regulations when it comes to running your businesses. So there were 209 businesses that applied from 13 counties.
Okay.
And we vetted that and see as to whether we can be able to get a full detail following all of the criteria in the call for application. And that was done. At the end of the day, we were able to establish an independent vetting committee.
Okay.
And we have 5 evaluators. Right. That 5 evaluators, of the 209 applications, 100 were selected.
Okay.
So 109 dropped. Basically, some of them did not have all of the documents. They were not in compliance with government regulations. And we dropped 109. 100 went through the vetting committee that was, structured with 5 independent evaluators. The vetting was done on those businesses. And at the end of the day, it gravitated to 26 that qualified for due diligence. That due diligence process is, we go there and you tell us in the entire proposal that you won't do this, but you get this, you have this structure. We say, why not go there and see after you have signed all of the documents? It's possible you can just sit down and populate all of the documents and then send through the application process. So we went to the field and see as to whether we can be able to go through all of those 26 different businesses that qualify.
Okay.
And see whether we can see all of their structures, their staff, the documentation and everything. And we went there. At the end of the day, of the 26 that were the due diligence process was carried out to, only 18 qualified for the paging exercise. So the paging exercise came, again, we had a whole panel that is supposed to review, do a presentation of what you want to do with the money, what is the status of your business, what is the prospect for growth, and see at the end of the day, we expected to have had 9. But during the paging exercise, 2 businesses had 9 points.
Okay.
And the UNDP thought that, okay, let's improve it to 10, or let's have 10 businesses. So 10 businesses got qualified. So it was a whole process.
Okay.
So nobody was lucky, like our perception of lucky is, you just sit down, you do anything, and you just get, no. The process was very, transparent. And we hope that if we are involved with the next phase of the Growth Accelerator, that's the same way we try as much as possible to ensure accountability and transparency to that process, so that when you have this money, we know that there is a potential for growth for the businesses to contribute to the national economy.
Okay, you're listening to Accountability Hour, and this program is an hour-long radio program that is produced by Cental. And Cental is the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. This is part of our information dissemination strategy to promote active participation in the fight against corruption. And this morning, we have folks we're discussing the Growth Accelerator Liberia project, and we're talking to different people that are involved, including Cental and Choices Liberia Limited, one of the beneficiaries of the grant program. And as well, we have the communications officer at our campus, and we're talking about different steps involved in the Growth Accelerator Liberia project and the role Cental played in that entire project to ensure that that is done transparently. And now is your turn to participate. In case you are out there, you would like to call. In case you are a business, maybe you applied and you didn't get it, or you are one of those businesses that received the grant. The numbers to call are 0555 995 995, 0777 700 995 are the two numbers to call. Again, they are 0555 995 995, 0777 700 995. Once you call these numbers, you will be live. So let us go back. Let's take this person first before we go to good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm James S. Henry calling from Carwell.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I was involved into a business through the Real Life project, and now my business is growing. I just listened to your program and I got interest in applying to a business. So how can I get it, sir?
So it's okay. They will announce maybe the next time for call for application. The gentleman from our campus will do that. So yes, when the time comes, you will know. Thank you very much. That is that. I think we had another person. Let's see whether we can take this other person. Okay, I think we missed that person. So, how many total beneficiaries we've had so far as part of this project from 2021? Do you have that number?
Yep. From 2021.
Yes, let's take this person.
100.
Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you quickly.
I'm just going to take correct content.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to appreciate your speaker again for the deliberation. Yeah, for me, I want to ask them as an entity that giving assistance to organization, can they get assistance to school?
No, this is for businesses. It's not for. No, I mean, I shouldn't jump the gun. Let me just leave it with the houses. But I haven't heard school applying for this thing before. But they're going to answer that question. Let me take this other person. Good morning. Good morning. I think that person is not paying attention. Let's say just respond to the concerns. Can you? Our campus?
Yeah, from 2021 to now, we have impacted over the exact number is 110.
110 businesses.
Yes,
okay.
And financing 92 MSMEs.
So they were asking us, so what schools are part of that whole thing? Are they considered MSMEs?
School could be considered a business, but we are actually looking for impactful ventures, like what Choices Liberia is doing.
So are in schools impactful? Don't you think that?
What we look out for, a venture, like Choices Liberia right now. She's doing natural juices.
Okay.
There is a process to manufacturing something or producing something that is solving problem in society. I know school is good, but over the 5 years we haven't had any school apply
So in other
for
words,
the growth accelerator.
it has to be something that is scalable. Some.
A venture that is actually producing something or making impact in the society. Yeah.
Okay, let's try this person. Good morning. Good morning. I think we're having problem with this side. Yes, but do we have tracking stories of some of the beneficiaries that you would like to share since you started this project?
Yeah, since we started the project 2021 to now, there are ventures that are making impact with their businesses. Like for cohort 1, we can point to Wanko's chip. They took the plenty chips from just something that is fried, put in a plastic, and then sold to people. With their innovation, they fry the chips, package it very well, and then place it in supermarket and sell it out to people. That business since 2021 has been doing good. We also have Zach Natural, which is the business that produced the moringa tea.
Okay.
So when Zach Natural applied for the project, they were just doing business in their garage.
Okay.
You know, small scale. But then when they got the 40,000 for cohort 4, their impact has increased because right now they are even making sales in 45 different supermarkets.
Okay, let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, this is Benedict calling and I'll call you from Chicago.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know from your experience as to whether farmers can be part of the program, especially people in cocoa farming.
Okay, I think you will respond to that. Let's take this other person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes?
I'm Walker. I want to know whether the printing is taking into consideration too.
Hello, can you say that again?
I want to know whether printing business is taking
Printing
into
business. Okay, they're going to respond to that. Thank you very much. Yes, I mean, you can just, I think most of the questions now are for you. Let's take this one more and then get back to you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Hello.
It's hello.
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you quickly.
Okay. My name is Unja Tue. I'm from PSL Logan Town.
Go ahead. I don't think you pay much attention. Let's take this other person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I have a question. I want to do a quick business.
What's your name? What's your name? Can you begin with your name?
Oh, okay. I'm Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say that business that making impact in society, a quick business also making impact on the daily people use code. So I want to do a quick business. They allow me to do business with them to do so much.
He asking us to whether core business, to track core business, is it one of those impactful business that you're considering as part of your selection criteria?
And
yes, can you just respond to them quickly?
Yeah, so I will also ask what he's doing to add value to the core business. It's just to cut the trees, burn it as coal, and then take it to the market. So if you packaging and exporting coal, or maybe you are making some sort of coal that burn less, create less ashes, and it's not causing hazard in the society, then we're talking about your business is impactful.
Okay.
Like for cohort 3, Growth Accelerator sponsor, give grant out to businesses that is in the clean and renewable sector as well.
Okay.
We had a business that was doing charcoal.
Okay.
Burning charcoal, packaging it into bags, the brandless, and or even fixing their own co-parts.
Someone asked about farming. Are you considering farmers?
Yes, we give grain out to cooperatives.
Okay.
And we
Not
give,
individual farmers?
No, we give grain out to agri-businesses.
Okay.
Yes. If you are agribusiness, like let's say for an example, you plant your rice, you harvest your rice, package your rice, sell in the supermarket. That's an impactful venture that the Growth Accelerator can give grant out to.
Okay, let's go to the beneficiary, then we'll come to Roger. A lot of people applied for this thing, about 200 or more. Roger was reading the numbers. And you were one of those 10 people selected. What did you do differently? What can other businesses learn from you in terms of your pitching and some of the things that you got right?
Okay, so I think one of the things the Growth Accelerator program looks out for is what's the problem you are trying to solve.
Okay.
So for me, the problem I was trying to solve is the fact that I know that our country, our population is 67% youth. And now if you see our youth, we are struggling with substance abuse and alcohol abuse. That's no secret in the country. And a lot of people don't know that those things stems from the saturated market of sugary soda on the market. And I wanted to create a space where you have affordable options. So instead of damaging your brain and then having this false sense of dopamine, you are building your brain to natural fruits and natural drinks. So my goal was to change the drinking culture of Liberia, to shift from drinking a lot of sugary drinks to natural fruit drinks. Because even though the fruit drinks have sugar, but it's natural sugar and it helps build your body and your brain. I want to see a generation that is doing well, that when we sit to have conversation, it's not intoxicated. We are not just having conversation out of our minds. We want to have meaningful conversations with one another. And I see now, even if you go out today, you see people 18 years and less are now into alcohol abuse.
Okay.
And you need to understand it's all caused from the fact that from a very early age, they have started taking a lot of sugar. And it's also from a point that people don't understand the history of Liberia. You know, we are a post-war country. And those people have already been introduced to those substances directly or indirectly.
Okay.
So for me, I would say it's because I was really trying to solve a problem.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's see what we can get this person. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I don't think this person is ready. Are you engaged with your beneficiaries? Are you, after they win the grants and then the cycle is over, do you keep engaged with them? Are you, constantly monitoring or providing supervision or support to them in their businesses? But before we do that, let's take this other person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear from you.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me just say the process of Growth Accelerator so that we, just quickly, so that people out there get to understand how it is like. It's a very long process that go for just 6 months. So we launched a call for application, and after that, we have the independent selection committee where Cental partner with us. Then we have when they give us the list of those selected businesses, we then do the first due diligence. From the first due diligence, after a selection, we then go to the final pitching and selection. After that is the mentorship and coaching aspect, which is the workshops and boot camp. So when we are done with them, the first workshop, right after it, the boot camp, before first workshop, we disperse the first train. That means you have submitted your milestone 1 and 2. So I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. For the milestone 1, it's just soft, like your business registration, your tax clearance and stuff. Something just to get you up and running. And then you get your first tranche. So when you implementing that first tranche, it would be for the second milestone. Yeah, and then we go for second due diligence. That means you say, okay, I'm going to get this. So the team go in the field to verify and check through our M&E process that, okay, business choices like bro said she was going to buy a machine. It's verified that choices like bro bought this machine. Can we see the receipts? We go through that process, and we went through that process. After the due diligence is done, a report is done to UNDP. When we submit that report, we go for another workshop. Right after that workshop, which is the workshop 2 that we just completed in Ema County, we then ask the businesses to submit a report for the implementation of the milestone, telling us, okay, we got this machine, we got that, this is the documentation, and we submit that to UNDP. When it is checked and approved that, yes, everything was bought, now they disburse the second tranche.
Okay.
But before disbursing the second tranche, you have to make sure that you give your contribution, which is the 20%.
Okay.
So you will deposit that money in your account. UNDP don't do co-mingling of funds.
Okay.
So that means you have to open a brand new account for the business. You put the 1,000 because we're giving 10,000 this year, so the 12,000 in total. When you put the first 1,000, you print out the bank statement, submit it to us, we submit it to UNDP, verify and check that yes, this money is there. We UNDP do the disbursement of the fund.
Okay.
When the fund is disbursed, after everything, all the money has been implemented, we then go in the field for the final due diligence, checking and making sure that business actually bought what they said they were going to buy.
Okay.
And then they submit a final report to UNDP. We actually do a follow-up. From 2021 to 2023, that's 3 cohorts in between. Last year we conducted a feasibility study, checking on the businesses that have been implementing since 2021, making sure that they are still in business and they are still functioning. Although it's a saying that in the first 2 years of implementation for entrepreneurs, some of them fail, but then some are still operating. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Roger. Your role as Cental in this whole project, does it stop at just the selection process or making sure that the beneficiaries are selected? Do you go beyond that, or do you stop at that process? Or are you also involved in ensuring that those beneficial businesses are held accountable, that they do what they say they will do?
So basically, Cental's involvement had our contract with our involvement with the Growth Accelerator is to do the vetting and screening exercises for applications that came in for the Growth Accelerator program. But what we did at Cental is to not stop just at vetting the applicants. We have been present at the vetting exercise, beyond the vetting exercise, that is the paging event. We even participated in the boot camp. We wanted to see, our goal was to see as to how responsive businesses are. And you being selected, you don't feel like, okay, I already get $10,000. No. So we've been following to see as to whether businesses are actually getting the different mentorship sections that are being hosted for them. Are they really following through with that? And we even liaised with our campus to say businesses were even informed. The fact that your business got shortlisted does not automatically means you have received you're entitled to the funds.
Okay.
You have to go through the mentorship process. You have to go through the boot camp, go through all of the processes. And if you fail each of them or any of those different processes, it means you forfeit the funds. That means we'll have to look out for the next business in line that was supposed to have. So we went beyond to ensuring that at least businesses are able to apply. And even during the due diligence, I remember there was an instance of a business that benefited from the Growth Accelerator that reapplied.
Okay.
And then when we doing the due diligence process, we went there, we saw those business, that particular business, that received the funding, And after some point in time, you go back in the business, no growth, there's no potential for growth. You can't have the seed funding. You create the opportunity for another business that's coming up. So yeah, we go beyond and we even track those different businesses that have been, we ask our campus, give us a list of some of the businesses that have applied before or that have won the seed funding. And when they share that with us, we make sure that when one of those businesses surface, when we go to the field, we follow up and see what growth has been since you received. Because this cohort is just 10,000. Past cohort has been over 40 plus $1,000.
Okay.
So if you receive 40,000 and I grow 10,000, can make you grow.
Right.
So
sadly, the time is fast catching up with us, and we'll just have to go around the table to get some very, very last comments, maybe in a minute or two from the beneficiary. What message do you have for other businesses following? A lot of people have interest. They want to, apply. They want to get selected. What are some of the advice you have for them? And can you also indicate your location, where you are, so people can use the opportunity, use the 1 minute to, drive traffic to your business?
Okay. So, like I said, we sell natural fruit juices. We do not add any sugar or any sweetener to our drink. We are located here, BC Road, Lover Street Community. You can contact us on 077560842. We do delivery. What I want to say to other businesses that are trying to apply, are looking forward to apply, is the fact that please try and register your business. Please try to keep your books. Bookkeeping is one of the things that Growth Accelerator looks up to. Don't give up. Businesses can be frustrating. You can fall and you come back, but just be consistent. Try to find a problem that you are trying to solve and let it be viable. And I also want to say this to developmental partners and the government. You see, a program that produces results it should not just be maintained. It should be expanded.
Okay.
This year we could only Growth Accelerator could only host 10 winners. We hope that we see the government or developmental partner really investing into this program, because this program, imagine if we help 50 businesses and then each of those 50 businesses employ 20 plus people. Given Liberia that one person maybe should have a family of 5. You see how much impact it will have. So I would say that individuals that have the opportunity to invest in this program should go ahead and do the investment.
Let's hear you 1 minute from our campus.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us. I just want to also take this time to say thanks to our many partners like the UNDP, the European Union delegation to Liberia, the Swedish Embassy, the Ministry of Commerce and Forestry Development Authority, the Growth Africa Accountability Lab, Liberia, Agrotech, Business Startup Center, Monrovia, and their banking partners that we have, the International Bank Liberia Limited, United Bank of Africa, which is the UBA, and the Bloom Bank and Echo Bank. So for those listening out there, our campus is right up Kiri Street, right after Rabat and Kiri intersection. At our campus, we have a co-working space.
Okay, thank you very much. The time is not our friend. Just go to Roger and just tell us the party comment in 30 seconds, please.
Yes, quickly. So we just want to extend appreciation to donor partners that have been supporting this program, our campus, while we're looking forward to seeing a more robust and program that will enhance transparency and accountability. We're looking forward to seeing businesses that will be able to contribute to our national growth and development. Thank you.
Okay, that was the voice of C. Roger Chia. He's the project lead for our involvement with the Growth Accelerator Liberia project at Cental. And we also had Edith Tapla. She's the CEO for Choices Liberia Limited. That company is one of 10 others, maybe 9 others, because she's one of them, that won the grant for as part of this Growth Accelerator Liberia project. She won 10,000 euros out of grant, free money. She's not going to pay it back. And we also had Thomas A. Bokari. He is the communications officer at the I campus up on Kiri Street. And sadly, that's all the time we have for this edition of the program Accountability Hour. We'll be back here next Wednesday, God's willing. Until that time, my name is Edward W. Blamo. I have been your host. I have been here along with Mark W. Bondao, bringing you this edition of the program Accountability Hour. Until next Wednesday, bye-bye.